Nestled in a quiet residential neighborhood in Omaha, Nebraska, is the home of the finest custom-crafted boots in the world, Dehner Boot Company. According to Jeff Ketzler, Vice President, Dehner boots are still made the way they've always been. The quality of craftsmanship has retained a reputation for excellence since his great-grandfather, Carlton Christian Dehner, first headed the company.
In the following couple of minutes, I'd like to take you back through the factory and try to give you a little bit better understanding of the time and care and pride that we put into our product and why we feel that ours is the very best boots that you can buy.
Most customers order Dehner boots from ads in riding magazines or through 1,100 Dehner dealers in the U.S. and throughout the world. Orders include specific measurements and an outline of the customer's feet. From this information, Dehner boots are made to measure, much of the work done by hand. Once an order is received, the information is transferred to a work tag, which stays with the boots until their completion. Once the style and size are determined, the pattern is cut according to the customer work tag instructions, and this order information stays on file at the factory. After almost 60 years, work tags are still available, except for the first 6 pairs made. The Dehner Company was able to make a second pair of riding boots for a rather well-known cowboy actor turned politician 30 years after he ordered his first pair, simply by looking up the original work tag number. The pattern goes to the cutter, who first inspects the hide from which the boot will be cut. Only imported leathers are used for the outside of Dehner boots. European leathers are not flawed by scars from barbed wire and cattle shock sticks as American pelts are. Domestic hides are used only for linings. Once the boot has been cut from the pattern, it's taken to the crimper where the boot vamp begins to take shape. Dehner boots are still individually boarded, a step now eliminated by other boot makers. According to Ketzler, this process is important because it gives boots a smoother, long-lasting shape and appearance. Before the lining goes in, the work tag number is inked into the leather. The customer's name is imprinted in gold leaf. And the Dehner name is added. The superior craftsmanship of Dehner boots demands another extra step to ensure smoother fit and comfort. The process is known as skiving. The edges of the leather are thinned down to make them fit smoothly, without bulk, where seams are joined. Now the boots are ready for the stitcher. Throughout the Dehner boot factory visit, an observer is aware of the individual attention given to each process. Ketzler refers to it as eyeballing. There is no rolling assembly line here. These are craftspeople, working in an unusual but comfortable melding of past and present. In another part of the one-room factory, racks of wooden lasts are arranged according to size and boot style. If a customer's foot measurements and outline indicate some distinction or irregularity, a last will be hand-shaped to accommodate such differences. Although customers may order either flat soles or welted ones, Ketzler recommends welted soles because they're stronger and longer lasting. Here again, the careful attention to detail and work done by hand emphasize the unique process of custom boot making as practiced by Dehner craftsmen. Joining the sole to the upper boot is called lasting. It's done by hand, and once again, eyeballing plays an important part. After trimming, the welt is sewn on. A steel shank is attached for added strength and durability. For insulation and comfort, a ground cork cushion is added. After the sole is laid on, excess leather is removed on the rounding machine. Although this equipment is of recent design by Dehner standards, most of the other machinery is no longer manufactured. These days, says Ketzler, if we write to a company requesting a new part, we're apt to get back a letter saying parts are no longer available. They just send us a blueprint, and we have the part made ourselves. Now the outer sole is stitched. The heels nailed on by hand, smoothed by hand. At this point, the wooden last is removed, and the boot is ready for finishing. The soles are edged and dyed to match the boot color. Now the boots get a final wetting, and then they're fitted on wooden legs so they will dry to the customer's precise measurements. The boots are placed in the drying room for at least 48 hours. Constantly moving forced air of 115 degrees circulates to dry the boots evenly. Now they get a final inspection and are hand polished. Finally, they are boxed and sent off to a waiting customer whose address may be Grand Island or Hollywood or Singapore. Since the company's beginning, it has designed and made boots for movie stars and state patrols, for General Patton's tank troops and astronauts. But every boot is made with pride. That's the way it's always been at the Dehner Boot Factory for 60 years. That's why your Dehner boot will last a lifetime.